A very good afternoon to you, and many thanks for joining us on KTN Newsdesk on this third day of June 2016. We have a comprehensive coverage of what's been happening in the country and beyond. My name is Akisa Wandera. Now, we will not have any dialogue over the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission outside the legally provided framework. That is President Uhuru Kenyatta's message to Kenyans. He made the remarks this morning during the National Prayer Breakfast at the Safari Park Hotel here in Nairobi. And here is part of what was said.
We are confident. We are a God-fearing nation. We believe in what God can do for us. Sometimes when I come for a prayer breakfast like this, if it were not unconstitutional, we should make it compulsory for Kenyans to pray. You know, if it were not against the Constitution. Because I wouldn't know what would happen to this country without God. I would not imagine what would happen to this country without God. And we will continue, and I'm sure we have enough friends who will pray with us, even as we pray for ourselves, so that we can do good for our country and we can do the right things, and most importantly, we can be trustworthy. And we can say that which is true. And we are a very interesting lot as Kenyans. We are a very interesting people. Yesterday I had an engagement with some friends from Parliament, and they were telling me, you see, now that the other side have appointed Modama and Mishimboko, I think we should appoint Moses Kuria and Babayao. You know, if it wasn't a serious thing, it would be hilarious actually. Because that would be how not to get it done completely. Or it would be a contest in something else, you know, which you all know. But that is our country, you know, we have to deal with it. And God has appointed that we are the leaders at this point in time. And we have to deal with it. So I would just ask that we listen to David. He said, deceit is when you present yourself as being trustworthy when you are not. We should be honest. We should be honest. It is what will make Kenya great when we are honest. In all our transactions, in whatever we say.
Madam Speaker, in Kenya, people interpret things how they want, you know. You've said something, but somebody will interpret it another one. I don't know what happens in Uganda. So for the sake of clarity, it is true myself and the First Lady were in Uganda to attend the inauguration, but it was the inauguration of President Museveni, not the other one. So that... So that we are clear before you start putting words in the speaker's mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we've had a great morning. A lot of great statements made. And I really am wondering whether I should even bother reading mine, because I think everything that needs to be said has been said. But you know, for a country to move forward, for a family to move forward, for friendship to last, this word and this theme that has been chosen of trust is the cornerstone of everything. Without trust, there is no way we will be able to forge a truly cohesive nation. Where there is suspicion, where there is mistrust, where there is doubt, that's not a nation that can move forward. And you know, Madam Speaker, the next thing I want to tell you about this country of ours is that this country is a country that has a very short memory. We forget very quickly. We even forget what people said, and we focus on what they're saying now. You don't want to go back and say, what did he say last year? And what did he say the year before? And what did he say the year before that? Ours is current affairs. What the newspapers tell us that morning, that is the subject. And that's how we are. And with trust is something that I believe then is not given, is actually earned. And we've been told it's about having a track record. It's about having a certain element of consistency in the things that you say and in the things that you do. We can't always change to suit my needs for today. Because nations are not just built on my needs for today. Nations are built on a historic foundation. The works that we do today to preserve a better and brighter tomorrow. If our forefathers had thought about themselves, today we would still have a Governor General residing in State House. If they had thought that I don't want to risk my life because my life is I am the one who is more precious, we would still be a colony today. But they risked their lives, they sacrificed, so that 52 years down the road, we could be here talking about trust. So we too who are here talking about trust today should ask ourselves, 52 years down the road, what legacy will we have left for those who shall be standing here at the annual prayer breakfast? Because by the looks around the room, most of us will not be around. Where and what will they say about us and what we did? Why do we make laws? I wonder, why do Christians have a Bible? Why do Muslims go by the teachings of a Quran? Why do Hindus go by the teachings of the Gita? They do so because you have to be guided when sometimes you get lost. You want to come back and this is the way I'm supposed to be. But you can't.
And still on the IEBC stalemate, Gatundu South Member of Parliament Moses Kuria has vowed to come to Nairobi with his own crowd of protesters on Monday to counter the opposition's anti-IEBC protests. Kuria has said if the courts do not stop CORD, he will.
Na nataka kuambia mimi nilienda kotini nikapata court order, na hiyo court order ikasema hawa watu wasiende kwa IEBC tena, na hiyo court order iko. Na mimi naona juzi walisema jana wanataka kwenda Uhuru Park, tukasema wasiende, wakaenda kotini wakapewa order, sisi tukasema tunaheshimu koti. Mimi mwenyewe niko na court order ambayo haiheshimiwi. Jumatatu kama hiyo court order sipatiwi msaada ya kuhakikisha imefuatwa, vijana wangu watahakikisha imefuatwa. Kwani kuna court order ya kukaangwa na ya kuchomwa? Si ile niko nayo ndio kama ile walipata. Bona yao sisi tunaheshimu, na ile yangu mimi nilipata nikaenda kotini na mawakili, hiyo haiheshimiwi. Maana mimi sikuenda kutupa mawe, sikuenda kuandamana, nilienda kotini nikaheshimu koti, tukiwa na heshima wengine tukapewa court order. Hawa watu wakasema hata koti haijui, hawakuji hata huko. You people of the media, you tell Raila and his people, if he does not respect the court order I got from court, see you in the streets on Monday. Kaambiwa namna hiyo. Manake nilitumia pesa ama nirudishie gharama ya pesa ile nilienda kotini. Lakini unajua watu utile komeherege, kama ni mbaya ni mbaya, si ndio? Kama nitafungwa mtabaki na maisha mazuri nyinyi, hata mimi nifungwe peke yako. Hakuna kuogopa tena. Unajua hawa watu hata ni wajinga, ni wapumbavu. Jana tunawekea mtego, wanakuja wanaingia chap, kasema wakaenda kotini wakapewa order, wakafurahi, tukaiheshimu. Sasa nimekuja na yangu heshimiwe, niwaone Jumatatu kwa street, vijana wangu tuko na wao wakinisaidia kuimplement sheria in the spirit of community policing. Ile nyumba 10 tuko nayo tutaipeleka huko kwa street, tuonane na wao macho kwa macho, ana kwa ana. Yule yuko na mtoto Jumatatu awache nyumbani.
Let's now go to Mombasa, where the trial of suspected ivory smuggler Faisal Muhammad Ali left the court in wonder after the businessman told the court that he had never seen ivory his entire life. Faisal, who was arrested in December 2014 in Dar es Salaam, told the court that the closest he had ever come to ivory was at the Kenya Wildlife Marine Park in Mombasa during his trial. Faisal and 4 other accomplices are battling to be freed in a case currently before Mombasa Principal Magistrate Diana Mochache. He is accused of being in possession of ivory worth 44 million shillings at Fuji Motors Chuda Estate in Mombasa in June 2014. 48-year-old Faisal has on several occasions argued that the DPP's office had an ulterior scheme in denying him bond.
On 5th of June, it's very, very surprising. I was not in Fuji Motors premises. I was in Dar es Salaam. I've never seen in my life an ivory. I just seen the ivory when we were in Marine Park there. The huge discovery of that hole.
So you're saying the first time you ever saw an ivory tusk?
Exactly.
Is that you are saying you saw it there at Marine Park?
Yes, of course.
Now, property of unknown value was burnt down at the Shiners Boys High School in Nakuru County. The early morning fire that gutted down the administration block of the institution is believed to have begun at around 5 a.m. when the students were waking up. Efforts by the students and firefighters from Nakuru to help stop the fire from spreading further. According to the head teacher of the institution, Peter Ndirangu, the inferno could have been caused by the students, since a week ago the students had burnt the dormitory. The school has been closed indefinitely.
The firefighters, they arrived, they tried the much they could, they extinguished the fire, but nothing was saved. Everything was burnt. We had a lot in the administration block because it is where our stationaries were, and it is where all things pertaining to education facilitation were kept, and everything got burnt. The fire extended up to the library because it is next to the administration block. It burned all the textbooks.